Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to another exciting episode of Tech Mahindra's Simplicity series. My name is Rajnish Sharma and I'm part of Tech Mahindra's European business. About 18 months ago, Tech Mahindra launched an initiative called Welcome to Simplicity. We created this platform to enable a dialogue amongst industry thought leaders to understand how they are tackling business complexities and in particular the role of simplicity in their journey. Through this platform, we have had the honor of speaking to some of the world's leading simplifiers and disruptors and learn from their experiences. I welcome you all to another episode of Simplicity series with one of our valued client and partner in the UK, Virgin Media O2. Virgin Media O2 has emerged successfully from a complex merger of two large companies, Virgin Media and O2, with one very clear mission: supercharge the UK. The journey of any such integration is not easy. It brings huge complexity across technology platforms, network, IT, cultures, and most importantly, people. VMO2 has been busy, whether converging fixed and mobile services into one, overcoming the complexity across network platforms, systems, and diverse teams, and leading in the market through innovation and launching state-of-the-art broadband on a full fiber network, or launching the first commercial plug-and-play 5G SA private network. We are joined today by an esteemed industry leader and champion of simplicity, Adrian Di Meo, CIO of Virgin Media O2. Adrian is a well-known leader in the telco industry, holding leadership positions across various geographies and with extensive experience both as a CTO and now as a CIO. Adrian has been at the center of complex integration and transformation journeys, and we are very excited to hear from him on how he has been navigating through the complexity and moving towards simplicity. Joining Adrian is Tech Mahindra's Rajesh Chandiramani, Business Head, Communications, Media and Entertainment for EMEA and APJI. Rajesh, in a career spanning 30 years in telecom industry, has led large, complex and diverse global programs. Another leader who has successfully navigated complexity in quest of simplicity. So let's dive right into it.
Thank you very much, Rajneesh, for giving me this opportunity to talk to one of the industry leaders. Today we have a very special guest, as Rajneesh mentioned, Adrian from Virgin Media O2. I'm extremely honored to do this Simplicity series with Adrian. Adrian has been known in the industry, in the telecom industry for many years, working across countries, geographies, and leading some of the large telco brands, Virgin Media O2 and Telefonica. So thank you very much, Adrian, for giving us this opportunity to give your inputs into your leadership style, into how you are simplifying the complex telco backgrounds, and we'll talk more on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rajesh, for the invitation. I feel honored to be talking with you, and I hope that we can be using that to have an open and brutal conversation between us.
It's our privilege. So, Adrian, let me start asking you some questions, which is about, the series is about simplicity, and it's about embracing simplicity. And you, as a leader leading technology for Virgin Media O2, have been the biggest icon because you have managed an integration of two large brands with complex IT systems. How do you manage simplifying your technology landscape in this complex telecom world? If you can give us some more inputs, Adrian.
Okay, so I think that my role as part of my team is to try to help them to get out of the complexity and to really focus and to translate what we are doing in a simple way. For be sure that we can execute it, and for be sure that the people understand and can really focus on the execution. We have put two companies together. There was a lot of work, a lot of preparation during the integration process, and since the day that we launched, in just 4 months, the data team, the architect team, the team that managed all the legacy were able to put a proposition. Vault is the name of the proposition, where we have today more than 1.5 million customers using that, getting the benefit of the supercharged broadband that we have from VM brand and additional feature, additional bundles on the O2 mobile part. And this just happened in 4 months when we launched. And just to repeat, more than 1.5 million customers are using that. And honestly, it's not just the simplicity in the way that we put it together, if not, it's the simplicity in the way that the customer can use it. So it was very easy to subscribe, was very easy to get this proposition, was very easy for the customer, very simple to access to Volt.
Amazing journey. And we talked about Volt, and I think a great landing from a merger perspective. Now, since the merger has happened, how do you see your IT landscape with the combined entity between Virgin Media and O2? How do you see that evolving?
So, what are we doing after the merge? On top of the Volt proposition, we are transforming all the mobile stack, getting to a new full stack together with all the new capabilities that we're putting in mobile, and starting to build the transition of the fixed stack to the same mobile stack to have in one place all our customers. Current proposition, Volt is still working, but we still are dealing with two stacks with some integration between them. That was the approach to have something very, very quick, very fast to our customer, and now we are transforming all this to have all the customer in one place.
Phenomenal. Okay, so this is a great landscape, Adrian, and very good clarity on where you are with Volt and how you're going to evolve a single stack for your whole customer base. I think if I talk to all the CXOs in the telecom world, you definitely have an advantage for your customers to see. Now, my second question is on innovation. You have been known as a leader who's innovating. The organization, which is Virgin Media and O2, has innovated both in terms of fiber, rolling out a plug-and-play 5G standalone systems, and also, rolling out innovation which will enable your customers. Tell us more about how you are going about in innovating in your technology landscape, so that some of the people can take advantage from your innovation ideas.
I know that there are processes for innovation, and there are people that has way of getting innovation. I think that there are two things that are key for the innovation, at least in my experience on telco. One is really listening to the people, to the team, in a very open way, with really curiosity to hear what is coming out of the real team that is working with the customer, facing the technology, facing the internal people. So really, as a leader and as part of the team need to be with curiosity and with open listening to the new ideas. The second part that is important for innovation and for really drive the innovation inside the organization is allowed to fail. It's very easy to say that, it's very easy to put in a PowerPoint, it's very easy to repeat, but you are really allowing to fail if you really have some pain, is the right word, when you really see that this fail and you are fully supporting the team. This is something that is not in the PowerPoint. It's something that need to be, is walk the talk, is really be closer. And I think that these are the two main skills that we need to keep, that we need to live, that we need to breathe to really allow innovation. Coming now, how this innovation is translating, two examples of technology. So you mentioned 5G SA, we're working in there, we're having the trial and we're betting on how fast and how much is going to be growing the 5G SA for private network on the B2B. And there is another example of innovation that maybe sometimes doesn't sound to innovation, but we deploy XGS-PON. XGS-PON in itself, there are networks since 5 years, 7 years that have already XGS-PON technology. But where the innovation happened, when you put all the team and with a lot of, and by the way, we were even working with your team on that. So both teams, with the partners and ourselves, with a legacy or with a stack that is already working very well for DOCSIS, how do we transform the process, transform the way of working to have a product as XGS-PON that we have in just 8 months? The pace and the conversation, the listening the team to have the innovation, to develop at this pace, this is innovation too.
Great response. I think what you touched upon a very important part, Adrian, which is people. And also very important part you touched upon is your ability to listen to people who are wanting to innovate and enable them. So great leadership style, Adrian. Thank you so very much. Now, innovation leads me to my third question. I think this is the most talked word, which is the Gen AI. And every CXO in the world is finding use cases of Gen AI for the benefit of their business. I wanted to know your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Gen AI and how are you executing Gen AI for your technology benefit?
In particular, Gen AI is a lot of people working, a lot of people talking, and what I am sure is that whatever I say that is going to happen next year, I'm going to be over exaggerate. Are not going to happen at the pace that I expect. But I can tell you, if we see this video in 10 years, I am sure that we are going to be seeing stuff that we could never imagine today that Gen AI are going to bring to the overall ecosystem. So I'm sure about that, particularly with Gen AI, because it's going to really transform us. There is going to have some challenge from the society and how do we manage that, but I'm sure that it's going to be a transformation. Regarding what are we doing, because again, as I mentioned, I like to be simple to really see things happening. Currently in VMO2, there is a team that was working to use Gen AI to have the conversation in a chat with the customer to manage an upgrade, to manage contract, to manage a problem during in the home installation. And it's already working, and we're testing and we're seeing how it's evolving from the chat point of view. And it's not a dream, I have a vision that in a country like this with a lot of diversity of language, to put this as soon as we have the capability in the different language so that every customer can talk in their own language with the care team or with the care system that at the end of the day is going to be the Gen IM, I think that is going to be a truly customer-fair approach to have faster solution to, again, upgrade, downgrade, sales, care journey. On the other part, the network team is working a lot. We always are chasing for predicting the failure. And one day we're going to get there, and we're going to be able even to predict the failure and to avoid that. But I think that what is happening right now, and it's going to happen more and more and more, the optimization of all the resources on the network to get the most of the network, the best customer experience with the current resource that we have. All the parameter, all the shuffling of the traffic, the boundaries of the mobile network, the capacity even in the IP network for the fixed to move the traffic around, there is a great opportunity. We're using some of those, but Gen AI is going to give the next step.
Fantastic. So we see Adrian is going to apply Gen AI across improving customer experience, making the network to be zero touch, planning capacities using AI. So he's really looking forward to a very, very high usability of Gen AI technology. Adrian, my question number 4 is a little bit complex and a vision which most of the CXOs in the telecom industry have. Across the globe, when I talk to the CXOs of telcos, they have a dream of converting a telecom company into a technology company, which is a software company and a products company. And from Virgin Media O2 perspective, you may have a plan to upgrade, or migrate from being a telco to a techco and invest into some of the products and platform. Wanted to understand your strategy on your journey from being a telco to a technology company and what kind of platforms you're investing into.
Okay, so yes, clearly we are a great connectivity company. We are working always to be efficiency, reliant, and with a good quality on that. But we have the dream, the aspiration. We are working on moving on the techco or software company direction. What are we doing? In particular, in VMO2, we have a clear strategy in our stack that we are splitting the front end, the customer end. We are putting all this in a cloud, and we are developed by our own, so that all the relation with the customer is managed by our own team. This, with all the data of the different platform available on this front end or customer facing unit, what we are doing, we are having the way that not just sell the product that we have from the connectivity, the telco product, the normal product, if not additional product in there. And this is the key thing that we're doing from the technology point of view. I will not mention vendors, and I hope that you can understand that, but moving all the data to the cloud with using the front end that will help is a fixed mobile converged front end with the mobile product plus TV plus the additional product that we're putting in there. This is how are we moving to the platform. This is one part. And there is a second part that we are working in both shareholders, or with both parent companies, Liberty Global and Telefonica, in what is called Network as a Service or Openverse. We are working a lot and very hard to open the network to developers to really make out of the network the distributed supercomputer, so that this is the next step, putting more capabilities of our network available to the developers to move in the direction of the telco. So being as much as a platform, as much product we can put in the front end, plus enable the network to have the capabilities available to really put more value from the developer community on our network.
Phenomenal. And as a part of this, upgrading from a telco to a techco, do you see a good role or big role of startups playing in your journey of platforms and products?
I think that the big role of the startup in the second part that I mentioned, the network as a service, the Openverse, is where they need to be, is where they need to get as much as the control, as much as the capability, not the control, of the feature of the network, so that they can build their own business on that.
Phenomenal. Okay. So very soon we will see, Adrian really talking about how the Virgin Media O2 evolving into a very strong technology company. Thank you very much, Adrian, for this response. And, coming on to my last question on your leadership style. In your career, Adrian, you have managed technology, you have managed IT, you have managed products, and you have a complete overview of the technologies and complex technologies involved in running a telco and a media company now. I wanted to see, how do you manage such a complex role? There are pressures around technology. Of course, there is a work-life balance to be maintained. You have a wonderful family, Adrian. We talked about it. And how do you manage your work-life balance? What is important? Let's talk more about your leadership style. And how do you get such a complex job delivered so easily?
Well, so one thing. On one side, I really enjoy and I love the job. Okay, so there are some people that say that if you love your job, you are never working. Okay, so you are enjoying it. So there is a big portion of that, and there is another big portion that is on my family. So the people that know me, they know that there is dinner with my family is something that I can never trade off with something else. So I really disconnect having a dinner, having the conversation. I get a lot of energy from my sons in the conversation. There are some evenings that are a bit more challenging, but really the work-life balance for me is important. Additional to that, so share with them, not just the dinner as I mentioned, some sport activity and be part of that. I think that for me is key to keep me out of the stress.
I believe your family is keeping you young and happening, Adrian. You are absolutely a young and happening CXO. I think one important question, is that you have done roles across geographies. And how do you adapt to the cultures? How do you adapt to different, and particularly in Virgin Media O2, you have two different owners, Liberty Global and Telefonica. How do you manage the complexity of cultural differences when you're dealing with cultural complexities and working across the globe?
Well, I have the chance to be working in many different countries and really different companies. It's true that I work a lot in Telefonica now with two different shareholders, but each country has their own culture, their own timing, their own food, their own even different religions. So one of the things is it's challenging. Sometimes I make some examples. So when you move to a country, go to the supermarket to try to get the food that you normally use, can be a stress situation. This is, but I really enjoy this, and I have the beauty that even my sons, they were moving with me, with my wife, and we were growing in there, and now I have even my family split across different countries. So I really enjoy. I learn for working with the different culture, and I think that my approach is try to, as much as I can, I'm not saying that I'm great, but as much as I can, really listen to the other person, being in the shoes of the other person. And this is the way to learn, this is the way to empathize, this is the way to understand what are the drivers, the motivation, and if you really get that, you can get to a common ground. So I truly believe that as a human, we are almost everybody the same. So we come from different maybe background, but when we get to the point when we have a proper conversation, when we really talk from the heart and sitting on the shoes of the other person, it's very easy to get together. It's very easy to get to an agreement.
Thank you so very much, Adrian. So here we end this particular session after talking to one of the great leaders in the technology industry, who has a very good heart, has a wonderful family, has a great vision for driving Virgin Media O2 to greater heights. Thank you very much, Adrian, for your time. We are honored.
Thank you very much for the invitation.